live, go live, go live. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, I got my weird gloves on tonight because you know how I am. It's actually like 45 degrees today, and it was like 25 this morning in the north. Yes, in the north. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thankful Thursday and happy May. It is May already. What in the heck? And we already got Scooby in the house. Bill H. and Cowboy is in the house tonight, climbed up in the treehouse tonight. Scooby gets the lazy boy chair tonight. Congratulations, Scooby-Doo. He gets a lazy boy. Hi, Munchkin. I love you, girl. And Fire Bill saying hi to everybody. Hello, hello. I am Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse. And I'm here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and the notification so you don't miss a show. Almost fly time. And Will's in the house. Yay. Happy National Prayer Day. That's right. That's right. I'm going to put Will Fly. I'm writing down on my chitter chat, the chit chatters. I call you chit chatters. CHITCHATTERS. Chit chatters. Yeah, chit chatters. And let's see. I watched Will's motor out vehicle today. Strange that popped up. Oh, wow. I missed that one. I'm adjusting my hearing aids here so I can hear myself. Yes. Wow. I can't believe it's Thursday already. We're already at May 7th today. And what else? I got my little notes here. Welcome, everybody. Climb up from the treehouse. Everybody else gets the beanbag, and Scooby-Doo, he gets his choice of the he gets to have the lazy boy tonight. And I have the fridge all full for drinks and snacks. So everybody sit back and relax, because we know in the treehouse, it's all about use your imagination, right? So people are just joining. They're like, what is she talking about? The fridge and all that. So the treehouse is all about telling stories and just hanging out hanging out on Thursdays with all my besties. And you are all my besties because I could not do the show without you, right? Everybody's saying hi to everybody. I'm so happy. I am so happy. So yeah, we got Scooby, Munchkin, Bill H, Cowboy, Will Fly. How do I say it? Yeah, my besties chatters. They're always here every Thursday night, faithfully waiting in the treehouse for me. Sometimes they get to the treehouse before I do, you know. Sometimes they get in the treehouse and I haven't cleaned it up from last week. So that happens. It happens, you know. But I'm so happy everybody's here. We're all healthy. I'm so blessed. And I love doing this show. It said I'm on my 97th show. My 97th show. So it's hard to, I can't imagine looking back, 2 years ago when I did my very first live stream. I already told you that story, but I didn't think I never knew I could do this. I really didn't. And when you have people around you that care about you, that want to see you succeed, that's the best, right? Those are the best people to have around in your circle. And I love to see people succeed. I love to see people happy. And that's what makes the world go around, right? That's what makes the world go around. And that's why I do the show on Thursday nights. You know, all day I'm working my brain there. I'm writing notes and getting all my notebooks down and everything, and getting all my mascots together for the show. So I have I actually bought a new mascot last week, a little mascot, and I have to get it. I forgot it in Ryan's truck. So it's really cute. It's really, really cute little. I'm gonna call him Uncle Sam because he's all dressed in red, white, and blue. He's just like a little, like I said, little mascot thing. It's really cute. But yeah, I have all my mascots set up. They're always here faithfully every Thursday night. I got to bring them up in the treehouse. So we have Joey Logano, Joey Bear, right? And this is baby Joey. And excuse me, my throat gets so dry. No, I haven't been smoking. I probably shouldn't have talked on the phone an hour ago to Leslie. I always forget I have to save my voice, right, for the show instead of getting on the phone with family and everything before the show. So let's see. Sorry you had to endure that scuba, Will Fly said. And John said, where is Will's motor out video? Is it a new one? Yeah, I wonder if it's a new one because I haven't seen it yet. I'm on Facebook a lot. But I did, how's everybody's day? What'd y'all do today? Put in the chat what you did today. We'll just chit chat for a few minutes and then we'll get right into the show. It's so weird that it's daylight still, it's so daylight out, right? I love it though. I mean, the weather's getting nicer. I'm glad that everybody's staying safe from all the storms and everything. I'd rather have the cold, but we have now as to tornadoes and all that. But anybody just joined us, I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse. And I'm here every Thursday, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hit that subscribe button. And I just want to give a shout out. Thank you, subscribers. And my new subscribers, I got a new subscriber last week. Thank you very much. I always get excited about that. Sometimes, they don't show the names or whoever it is. But I thank you for doing that. I'm thinking it was a friend of Joe Adele's that Joe Adele from what is he? From Indiana. His friend, I think he subscribed to my channel. So that's pretty cool. I'm really happy. I had a good day. I hope you all had a good day and are having a good week so far. I got on my bike today, did 18 miles. Feels really good. I've been doing that consistently, like I said, every single day. In the afternoon, I get on the bike. John said, change my oil in the side-by-side today and sounds better without break-in oil. Okay, good, John. Good. I'm glad that, I'm glad you're getting stuff done. That's like me. I didn't change the oil today, but I made some phone calls, take care of some things, and like we do, and I'm just really proud of myself how far I've come. My birthday is Monday. Yes, my birthday is Monday. So if you want to put some birthday cakes in the chat, in the comments, you can do that. Just throw the balloons in there periodically during the show. We'll kind of do a little celebration of my birthday. That's already on Monday, which is crazy. I tell you what, the age, it creeps up on you, comes up fast. I have to think, okay, I was like 30 something when I started working at Home Depot. Okay, that was 1987. And then I retired at 65. So if you do the math, right, I was there half my life. So it's pretty crazy, really crazy. So on Monday, I will be the big, and I'm not ashamed, to say it. A lot of people, they don't want to say it. Thank you, Will Fly. Will Fly said, happy birthday, Linda. I'm going to be 71 on Monday. Yes, 71. Okay. I can just remember celebrating my 60th birthday, and all of a sudden here I am, pushing 71, but I'm very blessed, with my health and everything. I have to thank the good Lord, good Lord above, he takes care of me. He really does take care of me. And, I went to the dentist the other day and got my teeth cleaned and everything, and no cavities and all that. Dental health, dental hygiene is very important for your health and all that. And I have to thank my mommy for getting us to the dentist, every 6 months, all of us kids, get our teeth cleaned, take care of those cavities and all that, because I'm sure that wasn't cheap, and keeping me on, good dental care. So I have to thank my mommy for that. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there that are listening, and the moms in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thanks, you guys. I'm feeling the love. I really am. Thank you, Scooby. Thank you. Yes, after Mother's Day. Yes. Well, I'm going on a Mother's Day brunch with my daughter-in-law and her daughter. So on Sunday. So Will Fly said that's only like 10 in doggy years. So you're still young. Oh yeah, I'm still young. Yes. Yes, Will Fly. Yeah, I'm still young. Yeah. That's what I keep telling myself. Well, that's why, month ago I started going on the bike, and I tell you what, it's making a huge difference. It really does. In my energy and my sleep and all that. In my core, your core, whatever it is, your stomach core right here. My tummy's, gone down. I call it, little, whatever. When you get age, when you start getting older, you're never going to have a body like when you're 20 years old, but you can still take care of it and all that. So anyway, fitness it's good. And that's why I'm glad that you guys get out there and do your flying. And yes, you have to, and we already talked about this, you have to be physically fit to, foot launch, right? Or even on the trike, you got it, because there's still a lot there. You got to be physically fit. That's what it is. So, so I'm looking at my notes here. Like I said, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. God bless all of you. Last year my birthday was on Mother's Day. So this year, it's the day before, but that's okay. So we're going to celebrate them separate, my birthday and Mother's Day. I talked about that with my daughter-in-law. So, I'm feeling pretty good. So let's see. Monday, I have an eye appointment. So I got to get my glasses all fixed and stuff. And I'm sure my eyes have changed a lot. And the bifocals, everything's going to have to be readjusted. You know how you do that when they check your eyes and then, give you maybe stronger glasses or something. I don't know. I'm going to need something because I feel like I'm going blind. I'm even trying to read the computer, and my glasses have that coating on it. What do you, the protect your eyes and stuff, have that. So, it's fun. It's fun getting older, but like I said, I'm truly blessed that I'm here. I'm still here, and I'm healthy and everything. And I have all my besties here in the chat tonight. And like I said, I appreciate every one of you. I do. You all matter to me. You all matter. So I just want to say hello, welcome home to Lindy's Treehouse. This little perch in the treetops is all about good conversations, big laughs, and feeling like you belong. New friends, old friends, lurkers and chatters alike. I'm so happy you're here. Let's make this stream unforgettable. So I found this because people ask, about the Treehouse, what my show is all about and everything. So I found this little saying. And like my little quotes, right? And this is what I found, and this is what Lindy's Treehouse is all about. If people are just tuning in and they're wondering, what's Lindy's Treehouse about? What do you talk about, or what are we doing? What's the concept here? So, I want to build a little world tucked between the branches, where nostalgia lingers in every corner, a place where imagination can run free and childhood dreams finally find your way home. So that's what this show is all about. we just get into our little world in here, and we just share stories and everything. And so you get up every morning, like the song, with a smile on your face, right? And show the world all the love in your heart, and people are going to treat you better. You're going to find, yes, you will. You're beautiful as you feel. So welcome, everybody. Grab a seat, grab a bean bag, get your snacks, and we're going to get right into the show tonight. Like I said, I'm super happy to be here. I have all my little mascots. I brought my little Thai koala bear out tonight. So he wanted to be on the show tonight. So he's the mascot of the night. He's super cute because I love my koalas. I have a whole collection. And then the painting behind me over Molly. You guys can see my newest one of my paintings or whatever, because I always change it up there because I love to paint. So I always put a new painting out there every week or whatever. So you can see different things, and you can tell me what you think the painting looks like, what you see when you look at the painting, because I love doing my abstracts. We have the Pillsbury Doughboy, of course, he's pretty cool. I was so happy I found him at the thrift store, right? I adopted him. He's so dang cute. So dang cute. And the little hat, he's got a little hat, And then, of course, we got Winnie the Pooh. We got to have Winnie the Pooh, Mr. Positive. He loves to, he loves to hang out with us and talk about fun things. And he loves his honey. I have to get the more collection, right? I have to get like Tigger and what's the other one? The other one that his other friend, I have to get him on here too. John said, "Happy birthday, Linda. Sorry, was outside with my phone." Thank you, John. Thank you. And then, of course, we have Bob Evans. We all love Bob Evans, my favorite little chicken. He's got to join the show every week. So we have all our little mascots all lined up. And before we get started, I don't know if I showed you this one. I got one painting here, and I'll show you. And this is, because I love to do spackling. So I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if I showed this painting to you yet, but I added a little seashell, but I think it came out really cool. And this is just doing spackling. I take that, the spackling, when you first put it on, it's, you know what spackling looks like. So when I take it out of the can with the, what's that? I'm trying to think what the name of it is that I use for the spackling or whatever. I put it in the spackling container, and it goes on white, goes on pink, and then it dries white. Oh yeah, Tigger, Piglet, and Igor. Yes. Thank you, Scuba. Yes, I have to get the other ones. I have to find the rest of them. I'll have to look them up or whatever. And I just got to keep my eyes out when I'm at the thrift store, and all that. Is it called spatula? Putty knife. So, I have the little stuff of spackling, and then I have my putty knife, and I just dip the putty knife in the spackling, and I just, that's how, and you make all the designs, however designs you want to put on there. So I made the water and the sand, and I thought it was kind of trowels or not. Yes, that's right. You can use any of those, but I just thought this is kind of my favorite. I love working with spackling, so I want to get back to Home Depot or whatever and pick up a start doing more spackling. What's nice is if I have paintings, that I'm not that crazy about or whatever, I can actually, by spackling, I can spackle over that painting and make a brand new one without spending money on more canvases, right? So it's almost like get a new painting. So it's kind of cool. So Anywho, I'm going to take a quick drink here. Yes. And like, I just want to say, I want to say I'm Paramount USA and you're at Lindy's Treehouse. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Don't miss a Thursday. It's Thankful Thursday because we're all thankful that we have each other. You know, like I said, that's what it's about. Just being there for each other, right? So I got some cool stuff tonight. News to me. We're going to do a little news to me. I got this really cool journal book. Look how cute this is. My daughter-in-law bought this for me. We were at Goodwill. And she said, hey, look at this. I got you this book. So this is like my little journal. This is my other journal or whatever. So you guys, do y'all know that I have a journal and I'm on my fourth journal. So I started a journal in 2022 when I stopped, when I quit drinking so that I could keep track of all the days that I had stopped drinking. And so I just write down, day 1, day 2. And now now I'm on like, this is my journal that I have now that I write in. So I'm actually at 1,406 days of sobriety. That's amazing, right? Let's see. John said, saw Kyle Petty, Ken Schrader, and Kenny Wallace this morning. They were doing autographs on their motorcycles. How cool is that? No way. No way. I'm old, man. You start talking about Kyle Petty and all that. Oh, my goodness. I miss the old NASCAR days. Tony Stewart with his attitude and when they get out of the car, start yelling at each other right on the track. Somebody would crash or whatever and all the drama. And then Tony Stewart started getting into, was it dirt track racing, I think, John? Was it dirt track? I love watching that. Isn't that kind of like what they have when you go to the state fair? When you go to the fair, these county fairs, they have not the demolition. I love watching the demolition derby at the state fair or whatever at these county fairs, demolition derby. But I love watching that dirt track racing. That's kind of cool. But I just miss those days with NASCAR, with Tony Stewart and all the drama that he would bring. Yes, John said the King Richard was there. Got a picture with him. That I am so jealous. Cowboy, that is so cool. That is so cool. Wow. The charity ride. Okay. I'll have to look that up today. See the pictures. It's probably I can Google it or whatever. The charity ride in Tennessee, right? In Tennessee. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Meeting all those people, they're like legends, right? They are legends. Anybody that was in a NASCAR. I haven't watched NASCAR like forever, but I went to a couple races when I was in Phoenix. So, right, it was the Phoenix International Raceway, and I don't know what it's called now, but I went to a few races when I was in Arizona, and that was always fun. That was a fun time. Really, really cool. I mean, just hearing the engines roaring and everything, it's just the adrenaline and just the people there and everything are so awesome. It's so fun. I still have NASCAR hats. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe I sold them in my yard sale or whatever. Gosh, maybe I got to find some of my NASCAR hats. Maybe I send one off to John, send one off to Cowboy. I thought I did. I know I have some like Home Depot hats from, when I worked for Home Depot, when they used to like give you hats, they give you Home Depot caps to wear, to wear. And they would give you t-shirts. They would just give them to you back in the day. Of course, when I started Home Depot, it was 1987, right? So there was only how many stores open by then? By 1987, they were still pretty much a new company, right? Home Depot was just born a few years prior to that. So I got in there, and everything was still, they didn't have all this high technology stuff that we have now. So, you know, it was a lot different, all the fancy stuff that they do now. These cashiers, they got it easy. They got it easy compared to when I worked there, you know, back, when I first started. You know, they didn't have all this technology and stuff, but good memories, right? I'm very blessed. The company took really good care of me. And to start with a company in 87, you know, there was all kinds of cool things going on. They really took care of their people. And we would have cashier challenges, and we'd meet up with other cashiers at other stores. And we compete. The cashiers would compete against other cashiers at other stores or whatever. And, you know, they would just put you on a register, and you had to, you know, ring up stuff, ring up merchandise or whatever, and so much time. They would time you on that and your accuracy and all that. And it was super fun because you were like, I had my store, and I remember I was like, there was like 4 finalists for each store. So there was one year that I was, I came in 4th, you know, with the finalists. And then we all took my boss, the boss man at the time, paid for a limo and took us to another Home Depot store. And we competed with other cashiers and everything, and representing, you know, the store they worked at. And super fun times, super fun. Like I said, I very blessed, you know, I got to experience all that. And you think, you know, I got lots of time. I'm not, you know, I'm only this so old or whatever. It's not time. It'll be ways away before I retire. And then all of a sudden there it is, right? And like me, hit that 65 and you're like, and now those years just blew by, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, I had to share that with you. You know, with John talking about the NASCAR, meeting those guys and getting their autographs and stuff. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. That I miss those days, like I said, with all the legends, you know. Okay, so we're going to get into it because I've got my notes and everything. So like I said, everybody just relax and everything. It is Thursday, thankful Thursday. So this guy here, it's called Neck Powered Feet. Neck, like neck, you know, your neck. A 49-year-old athlete from Aruba broke a world record by pulling a 21,737 pound bus that was 65 feet and using only his neck. So he pulled it. How in the heck I don't even know. I have to look at that video. How in the heck do you, like, how would you even do that? Pulling a 21,737 pound bus, which was 65 feet long, using only his neck. I know what that would, I'm trying to picture that, right? How that works, or whatever, you know, using his neck. Broke a world record by pulling that bus using only his neck. So I don't know. So that's kind of cool though. So these little jokes, I found these little puns, right? So one said, don't stick your neck out unless it's for a good laugh. That's pretty funny. And then the other one is, I asked a no neck guy for directions. He shrugged. That's pretty funny. I think that's funny. I asked a no neck guy for directions and he shrugged. And it's a little ha-ha there. Maybe put a ha-ha in the chat, you know, in the comments, you know, just ha-ha, ha-ha. because it's just a little ha-ha to throw in there. Little neck joke, right? I really put my neck out there to tell you that joke, okay? All right, so you got to put a ha-ha in the chat. Okay, so we're going to move right along. We had a snake. This was a snake in the AC. A large, there you go, Will Fly. Thank you, Will Fly. A snake in the and the AC. A large python was found perched on top of an AC conditioner inside an Australian home. Oh, so they must have had one of those air conditioned window air ACs, right? Can you imagine a snake crawling inside your window AC? Oh my gosh. No, thank you. I don't have to worry about that here in my apartment. I don't have to worry about no more window AC, right? I used to have Ryan used to have to come over, and it'd start to get 80 degrees in my apartment, like really quick. And, I'd have to have him come and pop the AC unit in the window and all that. And now I don't have to worry about it because I have AC and heat and my own private thermostat. So cool. So cool. Life is cool. Life is so good. So good to me. I'm so freaking happy here. I really am. Even though, got the pain, the neighbor downstairs, she's just something else. I tell you what, that's all I'm going to say. My little friend that lives below me. Yes. Yeah. She is something else. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it right here because this is YouTube and it's a family show. Okay. So I can't get into it right now. Yeah. So then we go on to, there's an audio only bookstore, a bookless bookstore that sells audiobooks and has opened in New York City. So, well, we kind of knew with all the technology this was going to happen, right? That the bookstores kind of went away. Did the bookstores start going away like when COVID hit? Did they start closing a lot of bookstores? Did they have a lot of bookstores that closed? Barnes and Noble, right? The bookstores. Did y'all ever go in Barnes and Noble's bookstores? I know I did. Just walking in there and the smell of the books, I remember growing up, we had a bookmobile that once a week, like on a Friday, when a bookmobile would come down our street. And I was just a little girl, whatever, get on there and you got to check out, a book from the bookmobile. I remember doing that. I remember going to book fairs, where you could buy books at a fair. And that was always fun too. Yeah, I'm having flashbacks now. But I just remember we had like the bookmobile came down our street and you could get books. And then I remember even in school, in grade school, we could go to the library. I remember going to the library for an hour and picking out a book, to read or whatever. So that was a big deal. But now everything's so automated, right? Well, people just get on their, where's Greg Laney? See, we're talking about books and everything, right? And bookstores and everything. Greg Laney would be all over this. If you're listening, Greg Laney, maybe he's just listening. This is right up your alley, the bookstores, but audio only bookstores. So I don't know. I'm sure there's more to come, right? There's more bookstores to come. I wonder how much those cost though. You buy buy little discs or something? I don't know, or little chips to put in your phone for audio only bookstores. I don't know. It doesn't surprise me though, So audio only means that you get one of these books and then the audio, they read it. It just talks to you, right? It just reads. Like you can get on your phone and listen to audio Bible studies, right? Where somebody is reading the Bible to you or whatever. So I think that's what that means, right? All right, so we're going to get into, because I always like to talk about, my mascots, right? Because, I love my mascots. They're very comforting, very comforting. That's why I bring them all out on the couch with me every week, because I want everybody to feel, happy and cozy and all that stuff, right? And that's the good concept here with staging my couch every week, right? Every Thursday. It's so fun, so fun. So now we're gonna talk like mascots tonight too. We're gonna do the nostalgia, because Let's see. Will Floss, a lot of libraries offer audiobooks now too. Yeah, isn't that weird? That's so weird. Remember you had a library card? Yep, you couldn't check out any books unless you had a library card. And then if you were late, bring your library book back, then you had to pay like 10 cents, right? You had to pay the librarian 10 cents. And then you'd sit in the library and you had to be really quiet. And, y'all know me. I'm almost positive that it was very hard for me to be quiet in the library, right? That I always want to talk to everybody. I know that's shocking. I know. Yeah. I think I remember a couple times where, people were looking at me like, shh, you had to be really quiet in the library. Shh. And then I'd get the giggles and I'd sit with, with my friend or whatever. And the librarian would come over to the table and look at me and go, shh. So I don't think I'd make a very good librarian because I'd be talking to everybody. I'm like, hey, what book you checking out today? I'd be all over it, right? What book you got there, sweetie? Let me see. Oh, that's a great book. Yeah. Are you sure you know how to read? I could just see me. I would not be very good. They would probably fire me the next day, right? Oh I'm returning this book from last year. Oh, you're all good. Don't worry about it. I got the bill. I'll pay it for you. Anyway, I think it's funny. All right. So anyway, we're going to talk about mascots and some other things tonight because I kind of like mix it up. I mix it up like, when you're doing like the disc jockeys, with their discs there and they go mixing it up. That's what we're doing. Yes. So we have a bakery petition. This bakery put out a petition for Swirly. A Boston bakery is offering a reward for return of their giant stolen ice cream cone mascot named Swirly. Will Fly, I hope that, I think this would make Will really sad, that somebody stole the giant ice cream cone named Swirly. Somebody stole their Swirly. What the heck? From the bakery, right? So evidently the Swirly must have been like sitting outside the bakery, right? Maybe out front or something like that. And then somebody decided they needed Swirly more than the bakery. I love that. Yes. Hi, Judy. My sissis is in the house. Yay. I got to mark down Sissy. Hi, sissis. Got Judy. My sissis. Yay. Welcome, Judy. Welcome, sissis. Love you, girl. Love her. She's my best. She's my bestie. I like that. Put all the ice cream cones in there. Yes. Yeah. So they stole the Swirly. What the heck, right? I don't know if they ever got it back, but it's just so wrong. What are people thinking, right? What are they thinking? And everybody's saying hi to my sis. Welcome, chatters. And Scooby-Doo, he got the lazy boy tonight because he was the first one in the chat. So congratulations, Scooby-Doo. And everybody else got the bean bags. Everybody's got the bean bags. So, yeah. So I said we were going to talk about mascots and some other things. Now we're going to go into restaurant mascots. So I found a bunch of them here because I did a little research, right? This is things we grew up with and everything, and you never think, kind of things that you take for granted, right? The different mascots that different restaurants have, right, that you grew up with. So we have, right, Ronald McDonald, for McDonald's, yes. Scuba says, I was almost asleep in my lazy boy. That's okay. That's what it's for. Yeah, the lazy boy is for you to be lazy. You got the lazy boy night, so you can just chill like a villain, Scooby. So we have Ronald McDonald, mascot, right? Ronald McDonald. Then we have, Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders. Remember, you can picture him as a mascot. And we have Wendy's, right? So Wendy's. I love Wendy's. That's the only fast food place that I like. Wendy's and Culver's are my two favorite. Wendy's has good, I think they have good hamburgers. And I think Wendy's, remember the girl with the pigtails, right? That's Wendy's. They have really good lemonade, like strawberry lemonade. I love Wendy's strawberry lemonade, and I love their hamburger meals. Then we have Burger King, of course. You remember seeing the commercials, the dude with the crown on his head or whatever, Mr. Burger King. And then we have Chuck E. Cheese. We all remember Chuck E. Cheese, the mascot, Chuck E. Cheese. Yes. And my kids, remember growing up, we used to take our kids there for their birthday, Chuck E. Cheese. And how fun was that, right? And then we have Taco Bell. And Taco Bell had the Chihuahuas. Remember? That was like in the 90s. They had the Chihuahuas. And I remember I collected them. I had the collectors, 3 Chihuahuas in the Taco Bell. And this was in the 90s when you go to Taco Bell and you get your order taco, and then you could get a mascot. And I don't know what happened to my Chihuahuas. They're somewhere, but it was around Christmas time or whatever. So I had 3 of them, 3 Chihuahuas that were Taco Bell Chihuahuas. So, and then we go down to Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A has the cows, right? Eat more chicken. And John, oh yay, Kim's in the house tonight. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, John. Kimmy's my sister-in-law. My brother is John. My little brother. Yes, Johnny. Johnny's my little brother. My beautiful sister-in-law, Kim. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here tonight. But John, my brother, he's my little brother. He's my baby brother, John. But he's like really tall, taller than me. He's way taller than me. But I still call him my baby brother. I do. So, hi, Kimmy. I love you. I love you, girl. Everybody's always checking on me to see how my show is and everything. And I'm going to put Kim and John, my brother John. And then, of course, I have to write Munchkin in here because I know she's listening. So cool. So you're all like family to me. So I got all my family here tonight. So, yes, we have Chick-fil-A, right? When the cows that said eat more chicken, or the commercial. Then we have Little Caesars. Pizza. Remember Little Caesars? We have the little pizza guy. We all grew up with Little Caesars. I still love their pizza. I love it. Now I'm hungry. Then A&W was Rudy, the Great Root Bear. Yes, Rudy was the name of the. I didn't know that. A&W had the Rudy, the Great Root Bear, ROOT bear. Yeah. And I like A&W too. When me and Leslie went on a little girls trip in the summer, we stopped at A&W. I think it was in Frankfort, Michigan or whatever. And we stopped for lunch, and I had these yummy chicken strips. They're so good. And of course the root beer. And I remember my dad growing up, and Judy remember that, would remember Dad loved to make root beer floats. Do you remember on Sundays? I think we'd sit and have root beer floats, Judy, my sisters. Yeah, my daddy I love you, Daddy. I miss you bunches. Daddy's in heaven. He loved we'd make root beer floats on Sundays, sometimes on Sundays or whatever. And we'd have pizza. We would get Little Caesars pizza and all that. Really fun. And then we have Dunkin' Donuts, Feed the Baker, Oh yeah, remember Fred the Baker, Dunkin' Donuts? Remember the commercial, time to make the donuts? Remember that? Time to make the donuts, Dunkin' Donuts. And now who would have thought they came out with coffee, right? Dunkin' Donuts coffee. But that stuff's expensive. When you go to the grocery store and what I'm going to pay $20 or something for, those Keurig cups of Dunkin' Donuts. That's insane, right? Maybe $15, $20, $24 or whatever. That's crazy. Will Fly says, I made the donuts. You did? You're a donut maker? Will Fly's a donut maker? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so fun because this is like my pre-birthday party too, right? Since my birthday's Monday. And so this is my free, like my pre-birthday party getting with you all. Because then next week when I have the show, my birthday will be done. So this is kind of fun. This is good. I love celebrating birthdays. I really do. When we were growing up, we always celebrated birthdays. But it was always a big deal in our family. Birthdays were a big deal. So I'm very blessed. And Bill says, yeah, and Will Fly says, I made the donuts. Yes. So now that I'm getting hungry, yes. And then number 11 was Planters Peanuts. Remember Mr. Peanut, Planters Peanuts. Yes. And then we have General Mills, Cocoa Puffs, and Sunny, the cuckoo bird. Remember Sunny, the cuckoo bird? And is that what you? That's what his name was on the plan on the General Mills, the Cocoa Puffs, right? And the name of the bird, the cuckoo bird, was Sunny, which I didn't know that. I didn't know that his name was Sunny. So and then we have the Cheetos, right? Chester Cheetah. When you eat Cheetos, everybody likes Cheetos. So Chester Cheetah was the name of the Cheeto guy, right? The mascot, little mascot and everything. Pretty interesting. I was writing like a crazy lady today. Just going through all the mascots, right? I call them mascots. They're all things that we grew up with or whatever, and you never thought twice with it. Green Giant, of course, was a Jolly Green Giant, right? Which is really cool. And then when going back to Taco Bell, a Chihuahua named Gidget came to fame as an advertising figure for Taco Bell in the 1990s. So what was the catchphrase for Taco Bell? Does anybody remember in 1990? Did anybody remember what the catchphrase was on Taco Bell with Gidget? I don't remember there was a catchphrase or something, that any time you hear that commercial. Will Fly says, don't forget Tony the Tiger and the Rice Krispie. Oh yeah, we're going to get into some of the cereals too. Yes. Yeah, that's right, Will Fly. That's right. Yeah, I got all kinds of little trivia things, little nostalgic stuff. A little more nostalgic things here, whatever talk about. So the little Chihuahua was named Gidget, and she came to fame as an advertising figure for Taco Bell in the 1990s. Okay, so then cereal. Okay, we'll go into the cereal part, right? Cereal sounds like we're talking about killers or something. In 1952. Because we all had our favorite cereal when we were growing up, right? And put in the chat, what was your favorite cereal when you were growing up that you ate every day? So put it in the chat. And I'll tell you what mine was. But I think we used to eat cornflakes. I think I grew up with cornflakes, cream of wheat. Okay, Bill says corn puffs. And John says, I named my little Mexican hairless Chalupa. I love that. That's a great name. I love chalupas. Good. I love chalupas. Yummy. I know, now I'm hungry. I love chalupas. That's the only thing I'll eat from Taco Bell is chalupas with the sour cream on it, whatever. So I think mine, yeah, I loved eating cream of wheat in the wintertime. And let's see, okay. Oh, Will Fly, he likes Raisin Bran. So does my sis, I think. My sis Judy likes Raisin Bran. Scuba says now it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Okay. I have Honey Nut Cheerios. I eat that every day. That's the only cereal I eat. It's Honey Nut Cheerios. I love Honey Nut Cheerios, have my cereal. And so does my sisters too. So when I come to visit, she always has a box of Honey Nut Cheerios for me, waiting for me when I go and visit, you know, have my sister, when I have I have sleepovers at my sister's. Yeah, my sister's Judy's. We have we eat the same cereal. We're such sisters, aren't we? Yes, I says. We like our Cheerios. We like our Honey Nut Cheerios. And our oatmeal too. Like oatmeal. Oatmeal's good. And then Scuba said he's like cinnamon. Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm not a big cinnamon fan of cinnamon. I think I used to eat, we used to eat Captain Crunch. Remember Captain Crunch cereal? I used to just like to eat it out of the box. You know what I mean? With no milk, just snack on it, Captain Crunch. But all that stuff doesn't even really taste the same anymore. So in 1952, Tony the Tiger, listen to this. This is pretty cool nostalgia trivia, whatever. I didn't even know this. In 1952, Tony the Tiger, because remember Tony the Tiger, right? Cereal, valiantly competed against three other critters: Katie the kangaroo, Elmo the elephant, and the newest the Gynu, I don't know who that is, Gynu, who were all vying to be the mascot for the childhood breakfast. So they all wanted to have their face on the cereal box, is what they're saying. And all these critters, they all competed. Katie the kangaroo, Elmo the elephant, and the newest, I don't know what GNU is, were vying to be the mascot. They wanted to be on the front of the cereal box. So it says Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, the lovable striped Wildcat won. So Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger ended up winning to be on the front of the cereal box. So Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, the lovable striped Wildcat won, obviously, and he's been the cat's meow ever since. The Ionic growl was, right? They're great. Remember he used to say that was voiced by, okay, remember that? When he used to say that? I can't say it like he says it or whatever, but Tony the Tiger was voiced by Thurl Ravenscroft, who died in 2005. So see, he was the voice of Tony the Tiger. I wonder how much money he made off of that, doing that, right? Saying all you had to do is, say great, however you say it, right? They're great, something like that, right? Did I say it right? And that's all he had to say. I wonder how much money he made off of this cereal, just doing that voice, doing the voice or whatever for Tony the Tiger. How much money, they paid him. Pretty interesting, right? Things you don't even think about. Then we have Colonel Sanders, right? Harlan, we all love Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? I don't know if I haven't had Kentucky Fried Chicken in a while. I don't know if it tastes the same or not. I'm not sure, but I like the Kentucky Fried Chicken. I like the, what's your favorite side dish? Like if you get Kentucky Fried Chicken, the meal or whatever, do you get the mashed potatoes or do you get the roll, like the dinner rolls, whatever you call them? Those buns, the little the yummy dinner rolls, whatever? Or do you get the mashed potatoes? Do you get the coleslaw? What side dish do you like with your chicken? When you put it in the chat, when you get Kentucky Fried Chicken. I like the coleslaw, personally. But some people like the mashed potatoes with the gravy, too. But I like the coleslaw. I love coleslaw. And what do they put it? Yeah, and they put like those delicious, I love the buns that they put in there, right? Those are really good. Those are the biscuits. Biscuits, not buns. Put biscuits in there. Yes, I love the biscuits. You can put in the chat what your favorite side dishes when you get Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like I said, I like the coleslaw. Okay, Will Fly said coleslaw. Yeah, it's good, huh? Love coleslaw. Because when they give you the coleslaw, it's cold, right? No, it's cold. I used to hate when I go to the restaurant and I'd order coleslaw as a side dish, and they would put it on the hot plate, to carry it to your table. But the coleslaw the little bowl would sit on the hot plate. And I literally had to as soon as I set it on the table, I would have to take it off the hot plate. And when I taste it, the coleslaw would be kind of warm. And I'd end up having them bring me a cold coleslaw, right? Because the warm coleslaw doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste very good. So I prefer cold coleslaw. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Okay, Bill said mashed potatoes and gravy. All right, okay. Yeah, I like the coleslaw and I love the biscuits. I always have the biscuits on the side. I don't even know if they still put them in there, but and I like the chicken breasts or whatever as to the drumsticks. So that makes me hungry. So I like that. Thank you for your feedback in there and putting that in the chat. I love that. Because I want to know what you like, what is it that you like? So that's cool. So anywho, back to Harlan Sanders was the mascot for Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was a real Southern businessman and honorary colonel from Henryville, Indiana, and he lived to be 90 years old. What do you think of that? That's one rich dude there, right? And we already know what he looks like and all that. I don't have to describe what Kentucky Fried Colonel Sanders, what he looked like, right? I know he's changed over the years. I know they tried to do something, change something on him, and everybody got really mad about it and said to put him back to the original Colonel Sanders or something. Sanders. Colonel Sanders? I don't know if I'm saying it right. Colonel Sanders. So it says, as of early 2025-26, KFC operates over 23,000 units globally, while Taco Bell has under 9,000. So you ever notice with Taco Bell, and like you can go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then you can order Taco Bell too. Like you go into the little drive-through, so you can either or. So the company evidently owns both of them, right? Taco Bell and Kentucky Fried Chicken. So so it says here, so as of early 2025-26, KFC operates over 23,000 units globally, while Taco Bell has under 9,000, with nearly all locations across both brands, they call it, operated by franchises rather than the parent company. So Yum Brands is actually the company that owns all these. And let's see, I'm keeping an eye on the chat. You're all doing awesome. So it says here that Yum Brands is together with Pizza Hut and Habit Burger and Brands oversees 60,000 restaurants. So that's the big company, Yum Brands, that owns all of, I guess, right, Taco Bell and Kentucky Fried Chicken. Pretty interesting, right? So I did a little research on these restaurants. I think this is really, really kind of cool, to read up on this. So then we go back to the cereal, okay? Y'all remember Lucky Charms, right? So Lucky Charms cereal, magically delicious. Lucky Charms mascot, Lucky the Leprechaun, debuted, did I say it right? Debuted in 1964, and General Mills claims it was one of the most expensive advertising rollouts to date. Who'd have thought, right? I don't know if I ever ate the Lucky Charms. I don't think I ever did. I don't remember eating Lucky Charms cereal. I don't remember seeing the commercial and stuff, but I don't remember all that food coloring, right? And look at, we all live to tell. Look at us all sitting here still alive and well, right? All the food coloring that they've been taking out of foods and stuff. In 1975, Lucky was briefly replaced by Waldo, a forgetful wizard who misplaced his box of Lucky Charms in every commercial. Who would have guessed that, right? These are kind of fun, interesting facts, right? Like I said, that's why I wanted to get nostalgic tonight with y'all. I am so much fun. I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse, and I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification so you don't miss the show. And shout out to my old subscribers and my new subscribers. Much love. I appreciate every one of you. Debuted. See, Will Fly, I have my own language, right? So you guys just like, okay, Linda, whatever you want, whatever you think it is. So debuted. And I said, what did I say? Debut. Yeah, debuted. I said debuted. Debuted. Okay. And I said debuted. Yeah. Close, right? Not really. Okay, so I'm getting off my page here. Lucky Charms, because I'm starting to laugh at myself here. And you got to laugh at yourself, because if you don't laugh at yourself, you'd be pretty miserable life, right? So I got to laugh at myself. So I think I'm pretty funny. Just ask my family. Yes. Anytime I go on vacation, when I lived in Arizona and I go visit family and I go home, I know I was the talk, I was like the, what do you call it? Like I knew that everybody talked about me for quite some time. How do you say it? The conversation piece? Yes, I was quite the conversation piece. I didn't even have to be there at the house, right? And I leave. So, they all know. They know. They go, yep, that's Linda. Yep, you never know what she was going to do next. That was me. Fly by the seat of my pants, girl. That's me. My family knows me well. In 1975, Lucky was briefly replaced by Waldo, a forgetful wizard who misplaced his box of Lucky Charms in every commercial. So Waldo's interpretation of Lucky famous catchphrase, "They're magically delicious," and he lasted a year before Lucky returned full time. So we had this other Lucky Charm dude trying to get in there, and he was being very forgetful. So they brought the other Lucky Charm guy. Yeah, they just decided to get rid of Waldo, right? And because he kept misplacing the box of Lucky Charms. And so they finally said, nope, you're out. And they put, Lucky Charms in there, and magically delicious. And the commercial is probably still on, right? Till this day. And so this is kind of cool. All right. So now we're going to talk about Kool-Aid. Because we all grew up with Kool-Aid, right? I'll give you a little history of the Kool-Aid, right? of all the things you didn't know about Kool-Aid, what was your favorite flavor, first of all? So I'm going to tell you of all things you didn't know about Kool-Aid. What was your favorite flavor of Kool-Aid? I think mine was Hawaiian. I liked the Hawaiian Punch taste, like Hawaiian Punch. Remember Hawaiian Punch? Remember High C drinks were really good too, right? High C drinks. HI, right? HI and then space whatever C, High C. My favorite Kool-Aid was, I liked not the cherry, not the orange. I think I liked like the fruit punch, like the fruit punch. So Flower Girl said red. So you like the cherry flavor or the Hawaiian taste, like the Hawaiian Punch taste? Remember Hawaiian Punch? I remember growing up drinking that too, Hawaiian Punch. I think I liked Hawaiian Punch better than High C. Remember High C had all those in the can, all those different flavors and stuff. There's a lot of flavors, Kool-Aid flavors. And so what you may not know, because I did some research here, the Kool-Aid, all right, know that the Kool-Aid Man wasn't featured in ads till 1975. So ever since he's been smashing through walls to give thirsty children Kool-Aid, leaving a path of nothing but destruction in his path. Catchphrase, oh yeah, that's what, right? The Kool-Aid, Mr. Kool-Aid Man. Yes. Same as you like, Flower Bills. Yes. Yeah, the punch, the red like Hawaiian Punch tasting. Oh gosh, the sunset's so pretty tonight. Gosh, it's so pretty out there. Okay, so did you know that there are over 74 unique flavors of Kool-Aid produced since it was created in 1927? So we have tropical, punch, cherry, grape, and lemonade. And still it's popular, real popular. So back in the day, let's see. Now John says, Kool-Aid tastes great. Wish I had some. Can't wait. That's right. I forgot about that. Thank you, Cowboy. Yeah. Kool-Aid tastes great. Yeah, I remember that. You're right. The only commercials I see because I stream everything on my TV, right? So all the commercials, most of all the commercials are about, medicine, taking medicines, whatever, medicine and all that stuff. All the fun commercials, there's no more fun commercials anymore with Kool-Aid or, all that, all that stuff. Look at chewing gum, all the chewing gum commercials, right? Yeah, spearmint gum. There's so many things that we grew up with, spearmint gum. What was the other name of some of the other gums or whatever? Certs gum. Remember Certs? And they put the Certs together, the little Certs package. Yeah, Certs. Two things in one. And they'd show the twins on there, right, doing the Certs commercial. CERTS. And my mom always had a pack of Certs in her purse. Yes, I remember that. Even my grandma, I think she had a pack of Certs. They always kept a pack of Certs in their, right, in their purse. Because like if we go to church, we'd go to church and you go, I go to church or whatever, and then I'd see Grandma's purse would be sitting next to me, and I go and grab a Certs out of there. Or a Lifesaver out of her purse, right? They had Certs or Lifesaver. Or maybe the spearmint gum. I think the grandmas always chewed like spearmint gum. Remember spearmint gum? Juicy fruit. Juicy fruit gave you that bad juicy fruit, that bad breath. I'd say I told you I was going to get nostalgic tonight. Juicy fruit. The juicy fruit gum. What was the other gum with the stripes? Remember the chewing gum with the stripes? That just popped in my head. And it had different flavors. It all tasted like cherry gum or whatever. Remember John John, you remember that stripe gum? Yeah, beach gum. Yes, the beach. Yes, beach gum, and yeah, with the stripes. It had all the stripes on it. Yep, everybody's saying beach, beach it. Yes, yeah. Remember that? Yeah, the juicy fruit. I didn't never like juicy fruit gum. Never liked juicy fruit. Then we have spearmint. Then we have dentine. Cinnamon dentine gum is good. I still like the gum, but I like the dentine gum, the ice, it's ice gum or whatever they call it, right? Peppermint ice or whatever is my favorite gum. Yeah, I don't even know when the sugarless gum came out. I just remember the bubble gum. Everybody liked bubble gum when they were growing up. Oh my gosh. What's some more? Oh yeah, and then they had that. What's that one gum that it was black licorice or something? Was that beach gum? That was beach gum too, right? The black licorice gum, black licorice. I remember it was a white. It had the white wrapper on it, white wrapper. But the gum was black, I believe. It was black gum or something. It tasted like licorice. Yes. And I remember eating licorice too. We had the red and black licorice sticks. A Trident was first sugar. Okay. Yep. Trident was the first sugar-free gum. Yeah, so they were saying that the Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid is now 47 cents a pack, and the 60s, it was only 10 cents. 10 cents for Kool-Aid. In the 1960s, it was 10 cents for Kool-Aid. Yeah, clove and licorice. Yes. That's right, John. That's right. Thank you, Cowboy. Yeah. So pretty fun, right? Lots of I can remember just growing up and having the Kool-Aid mom, right? Like my sister's Judy, she was a Kool-Aid mom when her kids were growing up. Everybody came to her house, and everybody liked Kool-Aid on a hot, Saturday afternoon or whatever. The kids all hang out at the house and yeah, or like birthday parties, right? Kool-Aid, the big old pitcher Kool-Aid, pouring all that sugar in there, and the parents didn't even think twice about putting a whole cup of sugar and all that food coloring and everything, right? In the pitcher. Yeah, remember the gum. Yep, all the different gums that we grew up with, and the bubble gum, right? I remember now they have I don't know what's the other bubble gum. They got different flavors of bubble gum, and then they have all the gum that has the different, that apple gum, right, and blueberry or apple gum, and then strawberry gum or something. My boys, yeah, Bazooka Joe, yes, Bazooka Joe, yep. And I remember everybody sitting around blowing bubbles, right? And I remember one time I blew this big old bazooka bubble, and it burst on my face. And I remember going home. I was playing with my neighbors across the street, as kids, and we were having a contest who could make the biggest bubble. Tell me that has never happened to you, where you did the contest with the bubble gum, and then it got so big, and then it just popped all over your face. And I remember I went home and I was crying and stuff, and my mom had to get the gum off my face with ice, I think. I don't even know how she got it off my face. I don't even know how you get gum off your face now. I can't remember. I just remember my face was like raw for like 2 days, from trying to peel that bubble gum off my face, because it was some of it was stuck in my hair and everything, It was like too funny. But yeah, I had to get a little bit of trivia with the gum and the Kool-Aid and the stuff, the foods that we grew up with. Bazooka Joe was the cartoon character in the wrapper. Yes. And then, yeah, you could read the little cartoons. That's right. That's right. Who remembers Silly Putty? Do you remember? So I know y'all had a little container, right? It came in an egg, like an egg. Silly Putty. Remember that? Wasn't it Silly Putty? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Silly Putty. Yes. Yeah, the Silly Putty. And you roll it, whatever. And then my dad always got the newspaper every Sunday. And so we look at the comics, right? And we'd, yeah, and you could take the Silly Putty and put it over like a comic picture or whatever and peel it off the newspaper. And then that it would be on your, the Silly Putty, the, you know, whatever you took off the comic paper. John says, remember the plastic balloon stuff filled with acetone. How do I even remember that? The plastic balloon stuff filled with acetone? What was that, John? I don't remember. The plastic balloon stuff. I remember the kites, flying kites. It was the flying kites. It was paper kites. Yes. What's that, John? Yeah, I remember the we fly kites. My daddy had his own. My dad. I grew up in with the grocery store business, right? Because my dad had a grocery store, and I remember we'd get excited every spring. My dad would get a whole shipment of kites, and Flower Bill says with the little straw. With that little straw, I'm trying to think what that is. What that is. I remember those straws that are full of sugar. Remember that those straws? You could buy those straws. John said had gooey stuff. You stuck it to a straw and blew it into a balloon. Oh wow! I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Some of the stuff I remember the paper kites though. We could, we would. My daddy always got a big shipment of kites. And the paper and the airplanes too, right? You remember those cardboard paper airplanes we'd play with in the summer? Because now that summer's coming up, right? Think of the toys we used to play with. We had all kinds of cool stuff. Sounds like the precursor to bubblegum. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. We played some really cool, cool things when we were growing up as far as with like the toys and stuff. That's what's wrong with me, Bill said. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. That is so funny. I'm watching Molly. She's like checking out her dinner. I had a good time. I had a lot of fun tonight. I really did. And we'll get back to the spinny winny wheel of Winnie things. I promise, because I want to give away some socks again. Start giving away a pair of socks. So we'll be doing that this summer, right? But it was just fun talking nostalgia with everybody and the foods we grew up with and how we survived. I remember we could set up a Kool-Aid stand, sell Kool-Aid to the neighbors. You weren't supposed to sniff it, Bill, he said. Yeah, I don't remember that though. I don't remember that, John. I guess I don't remember that. But yeah, I thought I'd just, throw some trivia out there and everything tonight. I know everybody's got, have things to do and everything. But I really appreciate everybody being here tonight. And I'm glad that we could talk some trivia. Tomorrow night, we have Scuba Vapes with this lovely wife, Munchkin, at 9:00 tomorrow night. Your parents were smart. John said your parents were smarter than mine. I just remember playing, the paper kites. And then the boys got those, you could buy those airplanes, the little paper airplanes. Remember the little cardboard or whatever. It came in a little pack, right? And you put the little airplane together. And then I remember the kids like remote control cars when the remote control cars came out. And just think about it, that was before the drones and everything. Remote control cars were really popular with the boys, and they could get out there in the street Christmas morning. Balsa wood. Isn't that what's in? Someone told me that in Parmesan, when you buy that Parmesan cheese in the can, that's actually wood chips. Is that true? That you're eating the Parmesan? You sprinkle the Parmesan on your spaghetti. Is that actually wood chips? Someone was telling me that it's like wood chips that were in there, that were on there or whatever. Wood chips. I just remember, like we ate those all our lives, the Parmesan cheese, right? But somebody was saying like those, there's like wood, because you said balsa wood, John. I'm thinking of the Parmesan cheese you put on your spaghetti. That there was wood chips, some wood chips in there or whatever. Let's see. It says, John, I've got an old HO scale race car set under my bed. That's cool. Yeah, and my brothers used to get like the airplane, right? You could buy the airplane. You could go to the hobby store. You go to like a hobby store and you could buy like the airplane kits, right? And put the airplanes together. My brothers used to do that. I remember getting for Christmas like the paint by number. And John says from 1967. Wow. That's great. That is definitely a collector's. Well, I've got those Tony Stewart, those cars, die-cast cars. So they have to be worth something. I don't know how much, but they have to be worth something from 2013. I think. Was it 2013? Was he still driving NASCAR 2013? Anywho, I'm just really happy to be here tonight. I had a really fun time doing trivia with y'all and just talking about, Kool-Aids and restaurants, all the mascots, that we grew up with. What other restaurant mascots? Anybody? Can you think of the top of your head some more mascots like from restaurants? I don't think there was a mascot for Dairy Queen, was there? I don't think so. Will Fly was a mascot for Dairy Queen. And Big Boys, right? The Big Boy mascot. You'd see him out front, the Big Boy restaurant. What's some other ones that were out there? That restaurants we grew up with. Just so many different things. So many different things out there. So I had to like pick your brains tonight, and all that stuff. So I'm going to say thank you to Scooby, Bill H, Cowboy, Will Fly, Sis Judy, my sister-in-law Kim, my little brother John, and Munchkin for all stopping by the Treehouse tonight. I really appreciate every one of you. Y'all mean the world to me. You're my besties. We all support each other. And that's what I love about this, my little circle, all my lurkers and all that, my viewers. I can't thank you enough. I just can't thank you enough. So, I always read my little trivia, my book here, right? So I put the paper clip so I could read it real quick. We always have like a closing one, right? That I read something, one of my favorite things out of my book here before we end the show. Sometimes the paths we take are long and hard, but remember those are always the ones that lead to the most beautiful views. Challenges come along inevitably. How you respond to them determines who you are deep down inside. And everything you're going to be, you can increase the chance of reaching your goals by working at them a step at a time. Don't be afraid. No mountain is too big to climb if you do it at your own pace. So just stay on the path, have conviction that lasts, have courage and faith. And if you need some extra incentive to keep your hopes up, just think of how rewarding it will be someday to tell your grandchildren about all the things that you saw through on your way to seeing the beautiful views. So there you go. So we always want to have stories that we can tell our grandchildren, right? So I just want to say thank you, and thank you for the birthday wishes. I love you all. Don't forget tomorrow night, Scuba Vapes or Scooby's Hangout at 8 o'clock. And thank you, Flyer Bill. He said, good show. Thanks. Yeah, put some hearts in there. Put some hearts in the chat for me. You're all awesome. Yes, don't forget, say your prayers. You know, Jesus loves you. I always pray for everybody. We'll fly. It's so cool. You got a wrench. We'll fly, and Scooby-Doo have wrenches. So I feel just so safe now. See, I don't have to, I got my backup, right? Got the backup boys. Yes. So inside the Backstreet Boys, right? I could call you guys the Backstreet Boys. You know, they're watching in the background, you know. It's so fun. And yeah, I love it. And y'all come up and visit me every Thursday night. So don't forget, I'm Paramount USA. You're at Lindy's Treehouse. I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I couldn't do the show without you. Thank you, subscribers, new subscribers, old subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my show. Hit the like button and that notification so you don't miss the show. And Will Fly says, we got your back. That's right. That's right. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. So we're going to say goodnight. All right. And you already saw my painting up there. And it's kind of cool, you know, if you all can see it in the background there. I always put something different. I change it up every week. And then my little wall of fame, right? I got, you know, me and Eric Lear, rest in peace, Eric. Love you. I miss you, dude. That my first flight, you know, going on the paramotor. And that shows, as you can tell, all the lines are in front, which means I had just landed. And it was a very emotional moment. And every time I look at that picture, I get all teary-eyed, you know, because it was such a special day, 2022, which the Torchport flying is coming up, Memorial Weekend. And I don't know if I'm going or not. We'll see. We'll see. You never know, right? You never know. So I would like to get back up in the air, but we'll see. If someone takes me up for free, that would be just awesome. But we'll see. So, because then I have to hitch a ride there and all that stuff. So I have to figure it out. Scuba says you better go. I know. We'll talk about that later. But I'll be working on it, you know, because I would have to have Leslie take me, of course, and all that. So I know it would be fun, right? I didn't go last year because it was too cold and windy. And my buddy, Joe Adele, he didn't go either. And if it was too cold for him, then I knew it was going to be too cold for me. So, yeah. So anyway, anywho, I'm going to say goodnight. And got to charge up my computer because it's going down fast and all that stuff. So I'm going to say happy trails. And I will see you. I'll see you in the chat tomorrow night. And yeah, hanging with Scooby. We always have a fun Friday night, just hanging with everybody. I feel like that's my other family. Scooby and Munchkin is my family, and I feel like all the people in the chat that come on Scooby's show, I feel like, yeah, we're all one big family every Friday night. We all hang out, and it's always super fun. So, and thank you for coming to my show and everything. So I will see you when I see you, right? Thank you so much. I'm going to go right here and end the stream. And I'm going to say bye-bye. And you all have a great rest of your evening and a great Friday and a great weekend because it's coming up fast or whatever. And I'll catch you all next week, right? All right. Bye, everybody. Much love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Much love, much love, much love. All right. Later, Gators. Bye. We're going, and I'm going to say goodbye. Later, Gators. Bye-bye.